first off, I want to say you did a good job cutting the hair down. I'm assuming you did. The waves look clean, pristine. I see it looks like you trimmed the top with a free hand. I really like that. That means you definitely pay attention to certain details. You know, the lineup can be a bit better. I think the front is nice here, but I feel like you need to work on this corner, and right here it seems a little waved. You know, you want to make sure that you have straight cutting lines. I mean, I went extremely high with that mouse just now, but you know, make that a little straight. You can, you know, push it back a little bit. It's not like a sin to push back things at all. It doesn't seem like you touched this much at all. Leaving things dark, I definitely talk about this a lot. It's a skill you have to improve on, or work on rather. You probably should have went back a little bit more and left a little more darkness back here. This isn't really attractive or appealing to me. It just seems like you forgot to cut that off. You know, it's really obvious. And of course the fade, it seems like you faded just this area. You want to make sure your guidelines are put strategically to give yourself some space to fade and make some good transitions. Just give yourself a little more space. If you wanted it dark, bring down your bald line, and you know, you'll be Gucci from there. But you know, this is nice. Definitely front lineup is good. It seems like you trimmed that down as well. Clean. Just need to work on that fade. I'm giving this one a 7. This isn't too bad. This is not too bad. Definitely dust off the hair though. Oh, just a quick note for franchise cuts. Good lighting. Really even lighting. It seems like the light is coming from this way. Even so, you can still see everything clearly. This is what I like photos coming in to look like. The lineup seems okay. Could be a little more sharp on this side. There's stubble here. I don't know if you used a blade or if this is like oily hair that's stuck to the skin, but make sure you dust off that hair, make sure it's well. And what I was saying about the other one, this guy did make sure that the line is crisp right here. You seem to have gone a little bit further back here, but you know, it's definitely a nice little lineup here. I think this lineup looks really straight. From looking at the side, you feel like that lineup is going to be extremely straight. Love the way you did the back part here. It seems to be a loose hair here. I think that's not something that's just coming out. It seems extremely straight back here. I always talk about this. Right here too, you need to make sure that's cut. Like, you know, make sure that's a cut line. It's just you need to focus a little bit more on details, but overall this cut is pretty decent. Giving this one an 8. Comb over, you know, it's pretty decent comb over. Can't say nothing too bad about it. The fade though, I'm not really liking the bald line that is just seems to be jutting out in my face. You know, it's not extremely harsh, of course, but I can see the line here, and this line allows me to see this line around here. Over here is pretty good. You know, this fade up here seems, you know, pretty okay, but if you gave yourself some more space around here or brought it up a little more, we wouldn't be able to notice that there's a line, you know, right here, that this wasn't faded as well. You know, just work on your guideline and spacing. Definitely, just like the last cut, this person pays attention to trimming afterwards. I'd say also, I don't know if this was the comb over he was going for. Sometimes comb overs can blend into the comb over, sometimes it can't. This seems to be a little mixture of both. It doesn't seem like put together. Like some is hanging off, some look like it's cut. Got to make a choice, make a decision. I don't know if he's growing it out or not either. You know, there's certain things I'm not fully aware of. But that's the critique I have with the information that I've been given. So I'm giving this a 7.5. Wow, this fade is pretty dope. Pretty dope. First thing that I notice is the beard lineup seems like pretty decent. It seems like it could be a little more like sharp, like these hairs sticking out right here. Definitely could be done. Dust off your clients, guys. This corner right here could get some more work, but overall I like this fade. This fade is pretty decent, pretty good. I have no problems here. Seems like there's a little dark spot right here that could have been worked on a bit. Look like you trimmed it. I've noticed this design. I'm not sure who this is though. Nice cut, nice cut. I'm giving this one an 8.5. You need to work on your burst fade. That's about really it. And if I didn't see this picture, I wouldn't have known that you even tried to fade this guy. Work on first of all, you need to work on that guideline. It doesn't seem like you really had any. You just went straight in with a no guard and tried to fade that. Doesn't look like you cut anything here. Like it's just tried to fade into this thing. There's no lineup at the front, it seems. At least I hope you didn't, because it seemed like you didn't. It didn't seem like you touched much here or here. Just doesn't seem that good of a clean cut, you know. Lineups can, excuse me. A cut can be nice without a lineup. I definitely believe in that. I've seen it. I've done it. You got to make sure your fade is just pristine for that to happen, and bring up these guidelines and fade up a little more. Don't be scared to go up, because then you're gonna look like he didn't even have a cut in the first place. Giving this one a 5. Can't really see this cut first thing, because look at this. Look at how bright this is. I'm sure if you took the picture standing on this side of the cut, we'd see that joint so much better. But this is like dark. I'm liking up here, but this line right here is kind of, you know, caught my attention first. There's hair sticking out here. That hair sticking out up here. If you use the clipper all the way closed and trim the top, no guard, just trim the top. You don't have to press against the head. Just cut the little hairs up here. You'll definitely get a cleaner cut. The lineup definitely seems it can be sharper too, but up here, definitely a good job. I'm giving this one a 7. Let's see. This seems to be a pretty clean cut. I would definitely change this though. This fade is dope. The lineup is crisp. I'd curve this a little more and angle this a little more. I don't have much problems with the front line. Seems like he just kept it natural. You know, I like that. Yeah, giving this one an 8.5. See, I like giving compliments first, but I'm going to tell you what first stuck out to me. This right here. This area right here. Not really liking that at all. I feel like something needs to be done here. If you want to make this a design, like me, to either fade this out or something. This just doesn't look intentional. You know, why would anybody want to leave that? Around here, I feel like it should have been trimmed or something. There's just too much hair here. I can't see this in a week looking good. This like boxed area right here looks really nice. Left this dark. This part right here, I see you're trying to leave this dark too, but you know, I can notice it. I would rather that be faded a little more, but I like that you kept it dark. Corner needs a little bit more work. The front line looks a little jagged. Spend more time cleaning that up so that it seems like he cut down the front, but you need to, you know, keep going over it to make sure that it's nice and clean. You know, you'll definitely make a better difference with that. Guys, again, clean off your clients when you're taking pictures, because we don't know if you did or not. So a person looking at your pictures can just think, oh, this guy is not doesn't pay attention to detail. He's just a dirty individual. Where you could be cleaning off all of your clients, but you got to give the appearance. You got to fully send that message. So yeah, definitely love this fade right here. Giving this a 7. I feel like I've seen this before on like Instagram or something, but definitely a nice before and after. Like, what? Look at this guy. It looks like he changed his entire life. This fade is immaculate. The line is a little thicker than my taste, but the line itself is dope. The line up is dope. Everything here looks dope. Fade is pretty good. Giving this one a 9. He did the halfies, the half joint. I don't know if you use a blade. Doesn't seem like you use a blade. I would definitely pick up a blade and learn to use it so you can make this a little sharper. I don't like when lineups you can see kind of like envision corners. You want to delete all like any suggestions that there could have been a corner. If you just curve this, the way I make a corner, I see if I change. Okay, how I say this, the way that I make sure that there aren't any corners, I look at the corners, I find the corners. Here's a corner, and I mean, of course this is a corner, but that's nothing you can really change. I go in between them and kind of just push it back a little bit. So if you look, there's a corner here, there's a corner here. You look at this corner right here, you kind of just connect it, and you kind of like gradually go back. I mean, of course you don't want to, like, if you want it thick, you don't want to OD. Just slightly make a difference. That little tinge will definitely erase these two corners. You know, the fade is dope, really good. You can't see any lines. Like I said, I always talk about this little part right here. I keep seeing those, but the fade overall is extremely dope. Lineup could have been sharper. Giving this an 8. Okay, this is okay. Left the top. I don't think he really styled that at all. The lineup can be sharper. This is a drop fade. So I really like drop fades. It's definitely probably in my mind the hardest fade to ever accomplish. So the fact that you're trying this, seem to be in your house, not really a professional as yet. Yeah, it seems that you're really trying to tackle different haircuts, and I really like that. There's some hair here probably should have cut. The fade looks okay. The fade looks okay around here. Seems like back here is just, you see it goes from nothing to just hair right here. It like kind of needs a little more blends. The way that I do a drop fade is I keep my guidelines close to the ear and then close down here, like around this part. And if it looks too dark, you can always just bring it up. But yeah, like I was saying, gotta make sure that you're like very intentional with those guidelines. They'll definitely make a difference. The lineup could be a little sharper. I don't know what's happening right here. Could have done something a little different there. Yeah, I'm giving this a 7. Yet again, oh, this picture is pretty small, gonna look pixelated. Okay, do not like this lineup at all. At all. The fade looks okay. If this little harsh line was here, we'd be able to, if this harsh light wasn't here, we'd be able to examine it better. But you know, it kind of deletes it. We can't see much here, and it seems like the fade is just around here, and it's all very even around here. Let me tell you why I don't like this lineup first, though. It goes here. It's like aiming over here, and then it's decided, nope, I want to have a beard. So then you go this way. You want to make sure that the lineup is kind of accentuating the beard, not like, how do I say this? You want to complement the beard. You want to like form to the beard, not make a new type of different, like form to the face. It doesn't look like it's his face. It looks like it needs to be somewhere else. Make sure this lineup needs a little bit sharper. Dust off your client. Trim the hairline because it's like curling up over here, and that doesn't look good in the next, like, well, right when it leaves, it don't look that good. And also it doesn't look that good because it's curling up. You know, the sharper line is when the, you know, the hairs are a little shorter. Back here, straighten that out. It's like it curves in here. Like comb the hairs too. When you're doing these lineups, it helps if you have curly hair. It helps to comb it and then cut it. You won't really have this problem. You know what I mean? So yeah, work on that, and you know, I think it'll be good shmoney. Giving this one a 7 as well. I like that he trimmed this down. See, this is the thing. I'm gonna start doing the RMFs, just saying what I like right away. To focus on a compliment is a little taxing, but like I really love this. I really love that he cut this down. It's like not too much. Sometimes I can have like I have a love-hate relationship with cutting down the front, because sometimes people just go way too far back and it looks hideous. So you see it a lot with dreads, but here, solid work. This corner, there's a little hair here. That's just a little, like, paying attention to detail. You seem like you know what you're doing. This bald though, like, you don't want to have any ambiguous hairlines. Is this a line? Is their hair gonna be here or not? You want to like either fade that out, or like this a line. Like this looks like a line, but this is, look at the difference between this and this. It's not really there. You know what I mean? You got to make sure you fade that out or leave it. Not quite sure what's kind of happening here. You don't really have, it doesn't seem like you have full control of what's happening with this hair. You just kind of cut it and let it do what it wanted to. You want to mold your fade to the direction and the texture of the hair to make it look the way you want it to look. Have full control of what the hair is doing. I hope that helps, because you seem to be pretty decent barber. 8 for that one. Really liking this fade, man. Really liking this fade. Seems like to be an attempt to a drop too, because he got hair down here. The fade kind of comes over here. This fade is immaculate right here. It's crazy how you faded so well back here, and then there's like kind of a line here and like a dark spot here and kind of here, because the front part is usually easier for people to fade because it's lighter. You know, hair isn't as harsh, so the lines are easier to take out. Really like this back part, like the front part. The lineup is, you know, it's pretty decent. I feel like it could use a little more work here. I feel like there's an angle that shouldn't have been here, kind of just trim like that way. But that's me being picky. Right here as well, like, is the lineup right here? It seems like hair's coming out this way. You want to have control not only over your fade but of your lineup. Make it go where you want it to go. Trim the ears. I know at first I hated that too. I hated like ears, putting clippers in ears and or whatever. But it's really a nice little touch. Your clients will definitely love it because nobody really likes hair in their ears, for real. So gotta say, pretty decent cut. Giving this one an 8.5. Okay, like I said, first thing I noticed, this fade is different than this one. There's just two different things. The way to avoid that is to make your guidelines first around the entire head and then fade those out, because then now you have lines of reference. So if you have a line around the head here, a line around the head here, and a line around the head here, I fade out this line all around the head, then you know I have a frame of reference. I don't go too high, because on this side, like, you got a diagonal line coming from the corner. Here you have a diagonal line coming from a darker diagonal line coming from below the corner, and then another line right here, and then it just looks a little different, you know. And make sure that your lighting is consistent so that it can also show when you cancel out all different variables, all different factors, we can focus on the fade. So if we're thinking like maybe the light made a difference, or maybe the kind of camera, or you know, whatever, like, you got to keep everything consistent so that we can just focus on the fade. If you can see that this fade is blue, like this light here is blue, and the light seems to be hitting here and kind of up here. This light is yellow and it's hitting here and kind of up here. You know, it's a little technical, but all I'm saying is the easy way to do it is to take the picture from the same angle in the same spot. Back to the fade, of course. This line is harsh. You gotta, you know, fade up. Use clipper over comb for these type of textures as well. It really helps. There's a dent in the head here and it curves out and hair splitting out. It just doesn't seem clean, you know. Gotta focus on that. I'm giving this one a 7. Like I said, again, I'm gonna keep saying this. First thing that comes to mind, this fade is not really a fade. Not much happened here. I like the design. You seem to have, if you cut the hair, if you cut this hair like on top of his head, you are nasty, my friend. That is good. That is good work. The fade though is not that good. See, for me, I work on trying to get, like, if I just use a scissors and my fingers and did this, like, I'd be proud of myself, I have to say. But when it comes to this fade, I wouldn't really want to show people that. So it's difficult, man, and that's the problem with these rates. That's the problem with the rating, because I can really love something about the haircut and hate something else about that same haircut. Now, what do you rate that? You know, do you rate that a 7? Do you rate that a 8? Do you what? Like, I don't know. For this one, I'd give it like a 7, because what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that? And I'm not sure what's happening over here. It's just the fade just doesn't seem good. It doesn't seem intentional either. So, see, like, we can go with this again. Like, this design, I like this part of the design is like really dope. I love that it's sharp, but I hate that it's so thick. There aren't different thicknesses except at this point, really. If you like kind of made different thicknesses to make it a more dynamic cut, like, this should have been thinner and then got thicker, and then at the corners it was thin, or like it can come like be thick here and thin out, and then like this is kind of thin too. But then, like, you know what I mean, just kind of make it a little different, because I like that it's sharp, but I don't really like the dynamics of that. And your fade doesn't look that good. It's like right here. Like, I know it's an undercut, but this doesn't look good. This doesn't look neat. Like, there's not a clear line. It's like, this is curls. This is not the same length as the top of the head. Nice fade there. The lineup needs a little work. I've always heard and thought for myself as well that fades and lines, that's where you get the money. Fades and shape ups, like, you get the money there. The designs come after that. You seem to need a little more mastering of the fade and the line. There will forever be room for improvement. You won't ever really have the perfect fade, but I think you may need a little more work. I'm giving this an 8 though. Now, this fade is something serious. Something serious. Still see problems though. This seems to be a big dark spot. I mean, it's a cowlick. Sometimes it can look good from one angle and another angle look different. So, you know, I can't fully say. But there's that. On top of that, this person doesn't seem to use shavers. Like, you can see things here. It would be a much better cut if it was bald. I'd want to bring up the, like, kind of light in this area to make the transition look better. Because it's like light here. If you see, it's a light around here. And then it's like there's a different lightness here. Different, like, let's call it a stop of light, because that's what I call it. That's the camera term. And then you go up here. Here's another stop of light. So if you look at it, there are only 3 stops of light. 1, 2, 3. A fade, a dynamic fade. Look at all the fades that you really love. They have multiple stops of light. A great fade, the fades that you love, are super dynamic. They have a white all the way to dark. So if that dynamic is there, you're really killing it. The dynamic really isn't here. If you had this bald, you'd see more of a dynamic because there'd be more white. Can't really get more dark, but the middle areas, the middle shades are what you're missing. Oh, sorry, I'm giving this one like an 8 as well. From what I can see, this is an okay cut. The lineup is not that good. You want to come out here and line that up. The fade looks okay. I like that you can see the difference here. You seem to have blow dried his hair. Nice style. Can't see the back. It seems like that as well needs a little more work though, because I can see hair sticking out from what I can see. Oh. So all I gotta say for that cut. So thank you guys for watching this episode of RMF. I did include the people who are on the Instagram live and sent those emails. So keep sending those emails. Keep watching. Keep supporting. I love you guys. See you guys in the next video.